All right, what is going on, Premium? Today we're going to be doing a bit of backtesting. We're going to do about 20 to 30 minutes. Um, yeah, we'll just go over like December, I guess, or really any day. But yeah, so obviously I trade the NASDAQ. I have my checklist over here on the side, plus some of my own discretion. First thing that we always got to do is find our bias. So let's find a date and let's get into it. Let's do December 9th. Now, obviously, December price action, don't know why that's equipped, is usually pretty shit, but overall analysis can still be made. So first, you go on the 4-hour, what is happening overnight? Well, overnight, as you can see, we have a fat external SMT when we took out these lows. Okay, let's go to the hourly chart. It looks like that move kind of happens at open. So immediately, what I'd be looking for here is longs off this area. We also have this swing low here that we clearly took out. So let's go on the 15. So on the 15-minute time frame, right at 9:15, we sweep off this swing low. And what do? We have an SMT right at this swing low here right before open. So do we have any gaps? We have this high above, etc. 15-minute wise, no crazy gaps. But yeah, so overall, we want to see how the open goes, but overall, like, the replay kind of gives it away, but we want to see us take out this low and then take out Asia and London highs resting above. So what happens at open? Open comes and we take out this right here, right? So we get an external SMT and a higher time frame of liquidity sweep because this is a 1-hour swing low. So that immediately gets us our rejection out of a higher time frame PD array. And we get our external sweep. And we're targeting external liquidity. We have Asia and London highs stacked above here. Now, let's get an internal SMT, and then we can take our trade, right? So, what happens right here? Let's go on the 30-second if it'll let us. It will, hell yeah. So, then, on the 30-second, what happens? We wick here. Why is my, hold up. Don't know why that wasn't equipped on there. Okay, so, do we get an internal SMT here? No, we don't. Maybe actually. Yeah, we do. With pre-market lows. So this was still, pretty recent. So we get an internal SMT here on this move. We don't have a 30. Do we have a 15? We do have this 15-second up here. So you could either get that or you could wait for this 1 minute above as well, but I don't want to miss too much of the move. We have this 30-second above. I'll probably just wait for the 15 to get inversed. Okay, so we get the 15-second inverse, and I put the stop loss below the swing low of the leg. I don't want to see that get manipulated again, and then you target that 1-to-1. So that's a winner right there. I perfectly called it too. So one thing that you always want to see is after you take a after you take a trade to the upside or downside, you want to see fair value gaps getting respected. So right here, we make this move up. We get, not even halfway to our TP. But then we make another move down. And then we start, forming bullish fair value gaps. And then what do? We're wicking them. We're respecting them. So that's giving me confluence while in the trade to hold this trade. Alright, so that's a win on that day. Not too shabby. So let's go to a new day. Obviously, I only take one trade a day. Let's do the 4th, I guess. What is this, a 1 minute time frame? Okay. So, now, once again, we always got to start with the bias. Let's go on the 4-hour. What's going on? So, we swept out all these highs overnight. It doesn't look like there's any SMTs. Yeah, we swept them on both time frames. On the hourly, are there any gaps we're respecting? Doesn't look like it. No. Okay, there's really like no gaps here. We have a couple nice session lows below. Let's go on the 30 minutes, see if there's anything. We seem to have made a huge bull run right before market open to take out London and New York PM. So I'd like that this 15-minute form. So I want to see, okay, are we going to respect or inverse this 15-minute in the first 15 minutes of opening? We inverse it. So what is that going to tell me? Immediately, oh, this is fucking beautiful. So we inverse this 15-minute gap. while also opening up and respecting a 5-minute. So because we inversed a 15-minute, I can now flip bearish. And what do? We respect this. What the fuck just happened? What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Okay. What was that bullshit? Okay, that was fucking weird. Anybody see that shit? Alright, so we respect this gap. Well, we're also respecting a gap on ES, so that's pretty money. So, what the fuck is this? Dude, what the fuck is that? Is my 30 second just dumb as fuck? That's really weird. Alright, whatever. So, maybe 15 second will work? Bro, are we witnessing this? What the fuck is going on? Alright, what is this? December 4th, right? I'm gonna try to refresh my page. Sorry. I don't know what the fuck is going on with TradingView right now. Alright, December 4th, right? What the fuck is this? I'm trying to hit a dub. Alright, there we go. Let's get back to it. Let's go to the 30 second. Looks like this trade ends up playing out, so. What the fuck, bro? What is going on? Okay, whatever. Okay, so. This is really fucking annoying. But I'm gonna assume there was at least a... Now they're not even fucking on the right bar, bro. So obviously this shit looks pretty shit, but... Do we get let's see. Did we get any SMT or anything? No. We could get one on the 30, but I have no fucking idea, of course. So I'm gonna assume there was a 15 second here, and then you just put your stop above the high and you 1-to-1. Pretty shit price action, but I mean, it's pretty obvious. You flip bearish, 5-minute respect, inverse off the gap. I have no idea why. You could even take it to the swing low if you want, but I always just go 1-to-1. But it looks like this might work all the way down to this external low. Let's see. Yeah, it does. So you could have ended up getting 2.4 RR there, but I always just go for 1-to-1 because it's all I need, right? So that was really fucking weird. I don't know why that was happening on that specific day. Let's see if this happened on a new day. Let's try December 15th. But right now we're starting with 2 wins, which is nice. 4-hour chart. Here we go. Okay, so overnight, what happened? It looks like... So this is a Monday, and one thing that you need to know about Mondays is a lot of the time we will make new week opening gaps. And that's from Sunday night and Friday close. So let's go to 6 p.m. Let's see if we made a gap overnight. So, okay, cool. So, as you can see, the market closes on Friday at 5 p.m. and then reopens at 6 p.m. on Sunday. What happens, you usually make a gap up or down in that right when that opening window happens, but we already filled it, so it doesn't matter. So, but that can be a really, really good target if it's unfilled. So we're inside this 4-hour gap, which immediately is telling me to go bearish. Do we have any external SMTs right now? We have London and Asia low below, which it looks like we go for immediately off open, which isn't surprising. We also tap into this 30-minute gap right at open, so immediately I'm thinking shorts at open. But I'm assuming we're probably just going to get fucked, like it's just going to dip as soon as possible. So yeah, this first 15 minutes will probably be pretty brutal bleed. Yep, there it is. Let's see if we can get a 5-minute continuation long. Oh, fuck. We missed it. Okay. We could try a 1-minute. Like one of these plays that I've done before. But for the purpose of the video, I'm going to do less discretionary and more mechanical trades for you guys. Just like in live time, I probably would just be like, okay, we just reacted off this. We could get a 1-minute respect. But I want to do higher time frame respects for you guys just because I don't want to be a bitch and like take discretionary trades when you guys don't have discretion on this model yet. You know what I mean? Okay, so now we have London getting swept with an SMT. I'm not very convinced that we're not going to take it out, though. So, let's see here. Okay, now we swept both out. So now we have higher time frame liquidity sweeps and an unfilled 15 above. Actually, let me just delete that and make it a... there we go. Okay, so do we have any external SMTs? Let's see. So we took out this low. Yes, we do, because on the 15 we tapped into this gap, which we didn't tap into, it's the same candle as you can see over here on, what's it called? I'm tripping, on NQ. So we have an external SMT, we have Asia and London sweeps, and we have a 15-minute respect. So you want to see longs right now off Asia, right? So what happens? We get this 30-second. This play isn't bad. I don't know what's wrong with it. Let's see if there's a 1 minute. Okay. All right, I'd probably try this, to be honest. Do some shit like that. Stop below the low. 1 to 1, 20 points. And we get fucked. Let's see what it goes to, actually. Okay, so it seems like we just continue to get fucked. We just continue to bleed here. What time is this at? Oh, this is at 9:57. Okay. Okay, so this is at 9:57, which means 10 a.m. was about to happen. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with this trade. It's just a weird... I'm assuming... Let's see what happens now the next couple. Wow, weird. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so that's the first loss. Pretty good trade. We had the external, we had the, we didn't have an internal SMT, which is the only real negative of it, but, why am I in the 1 minute? Whatever. Alright, let's go back. Let's go to November. Nah, actually we can't, because I want the 30-second to be there. So, let's go, a new day here. 4-hour chart. Okay, so, what are we doing here? So this catches my eye. This is a fat SMT. Let's go to the hourly. Looks like we re-tap off this gap. No SMT there. Let's go to the 15-minute. Holy shit. No SMT. We have a little SMT here, but then open seems to just fuck that up anyway. Okay, so we moon off open, which is kind of expected, and we open up some 5 minutes. We do have this huge external SMT, but we get this 5-minute respect. So we are fading this external SMT, but I want to see ES hit these targets. So let's see if we get a setup out of this. Wow, this fucking price action sucks. Oh my god. How is this data point unavailable? This was literally a month ago. Okay, whatever. So, I mean, this looks fucking dog shit, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if this would have played out. Okay. Alright. Oh yeah, fuck. So, honestly, this is the first 1 minute gap that we see, so we can try this one. Let's see if this ended up getting inversed on this candle. Yeah, so my indicator says it does. Can this fucking thing get out of the way? Stop loss below this low. 1 to 1. Easy win. So yeah, there's your win. I'm assuming there's an external SMT here as well. There definitely, or an internal, I mean, there is with 930, which is beautiful. On this move down, there isn't, I don't think, but we do have it with like these lows. So this would be internal SMT. Let's see if we made like another, I don't think we made an external SMT on this move down, to be honest. So this would be like an A setup. You know, I really like the 5 minute continuation off the pump at open. Nice inverse. And you actually could have gotten out just, you could have either taken it 1 to 1, or you could have taken it to when ES hit this hourly, which would have been a little bit more points, like right here, right? You would have gotten out right there for 50. And then, let's see if we react and go lower. Yeah, we do. So that's a perfect exit. So that's a nice win. Yeah, so how long are we going for? 50 minutes. All right, I'll do 2 more days for you guys. But I'm going to now go a little slower, and let's try a day in November. Because, you know, December price action, we did well in December for sure. Not my best month, but it was a good month. And, you know, price action is just weird as fuck because of the holidays and shit like that. So, I'd like to, you know, get you guys like a nice normal month. And I don't want to do October for you guys because there was the government shutdown and shit like that. So, at open, what happens? No external SMT on the, okay, so we're respecting here. There's no gaps, bro. There's no gaps. There may be a 5-minute we respect. We have these internal... No setup, really, to off open, sadly. So 9:30 candle is genuinely like, what the fuck is that? Alright, then we make this move lower. Do we open up a 3-minute maybe for a continuation play? We do! Okay, this is money. This is money. What the fuck? So, I'll just go like this. So, my minimum time frame for a continuation is always going to be 3-minute. What's it called? I'm always going to take 3 minutes for non-discretionary plays. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Let me slow it down, right? So, obviously, like I said at the beginning, you could take a 1 minute for value gap respect if you're discretionary, meaning that you've seen this type of play work before, you're really confident in the draw, stuff like that. When you're in a case where you don't really know what the draw is, we don't have external SMTs that are determining a bias, you know, there's no obvious draw on liquidity, shit like that, then, like my earlier play where I took a 5-minute respect, if we have momentum going towards a specific draw that I'm not that confident in, then I'm still going to be, at the end of the day, able to take a trade off a 5-minute or 3-minute respect just because it's a mechanical model. So, do we get a gap and an inverse off this? I'm going to assume there's a 30-second just because this 1-minute pattern is beautiful. There's going to be at least some sort of gap here. And then you could take it to either the session. Yeah, I would just take it to London for a 1-to-1. Okay, cool. So this trade banks, 3-minute respect continuation. Let's see if there's an internal S&T. There was with this candle, as you could see. So we didn't come out and take this candle. And we also made equal highs with this candle on ES, which we didn't even come close to. So yes, there is divergence. 3-minute respect. So did we get a rejection out of a higher time frame PD array? Yes, the 3-minute is valid. Did we have an internal S&T? Yes. Did we have an IFEG? Did we target external liquidity? Yes. Only thing that might be missing is an external S&T, and let me check again just in case there was one that I missed. No, very, very correlated. So this would be like an A. Honestly, even with the 3-minute respect, it would probably be more of an A-. But let's talk about this once again, just for you guys trying to get used to this. What am I looking at immediately coming into the day? I'm looking for bias. So I'm going on the higher time frames. What fair value gaps are we respecting and disrespecting? What highs and lows are we displacing through or sweeping? And what highs and lows are we making SMTs with on the higher time frames? Then I go to the lower time frame and I wait. All right, have we respected a fair value gap on that 3-minute, 1-minute, 5-minute time frame? The 1 minute's only being discretionary models that I just broke down. Are we, respecting 15-minute, hourly, 4-hour? Are we sweeping London, Asia, whatever? Are we, getting an external SMT off a 4-hour that we just swept? Shit like that. And then I look for those internal check marks, like the internal SMT and the internal IFEG, to go along with the bias that I got before market open and the higher time frame respects or rejections that are happening on the bigger time frames, right? So that was a good example of that. I waited for us to get some trending price action. We finally trend into a 3-minute, get our internal SMT and our IFEG, get an obvious target, and then we take it. Let's do one more day in November. Let's try like November 19th, right? That wasn't that day, right? All right, here we go. 4-hour. Okay, so neither took London. So obviously a pump here at open. Did we make an SMT here? Looks like no. Looks like this low didn't get taken at either asset, which is interesting. It's probably a 15-minute getting respected in this leg here at open. Or at least one of these 15-minute lows. But we missed London, which is interesting. So at open, immediately, what do I see? Okay, we inverse this 15-minute, and we're pumping with momentum, so I'm immediately going to flip bullish. What do we also do? We open a 5-minute gap, we open 2 5-minute gaps, and then we fucking don't touch either of them, which is so chill. We didn't even touch them on ES either, which is super fucking annoying. So now, oh my god, what the fuck happened this day? Holy shit, we're displacing through everything. Now we got all these highs and shit. Alright, now we're going to wait for maybe a 15-minute rejection. Yo, this is crazy. Okay. What time is it now? It's 10:40. Just straight pump. We have an internal SMT and a 15-minute and 5-minute respect. See if we get a long out of this. Let's actually draw out the 15 minutes so I know that we're coming back out of it. That's another thing. If you get an inversion, you want to see price come back up out of the gap. What do I mean by that? That means I don't want the inversion to happen like right here. I want the inversion to happen back up here so it shows that we are truly respecting and coming out of the gap with momentum. So let's see what happens. I can't really see if there's a 1 minute, but this gap is basically, this is basically a gap on the 1 minute. So I want to see us get back above this gap, which now we aren't doing, of course. Okay, interesting. Okay, this is really fucking weird price action, I'm not gonna lie. Did we reject off something to get these shorts? Oh, we swept this high on ES. Okay, interesting. While also sweeping it on NQ. So, while also respecting this gap. Okay, so these shorts might actually be kind of valid. But after such a bull run, this would probably be a no trade day, to be honest. I wouldn't want to take a short off such a high move up like that. And now we're not respecting the gaps. Like, let's see if we open up a 5 minute to the downside and get a respect. It's 10:50 as well. Like, this shit sucks. Yeah, that's just a trash day, to be honest. No respect. Yeah. So, probably a no trade day for me. What was that, November 19th? Let's see if I took a trade that day. W day done in 9:42. What was I seeing? AMD model had opened, started inversing, showing bullish. I waited for a retrace into a 1 minute. There it is. That's why, because I'm not taking discretionary trades on this back test. Okay, that's why. So I probably took this. So this is the discretionary shit I was talking about. You get we're inversing a 15 minute to the upside. You get a 1 minute respect, and then you can long out of it. I'm assuming there's an internal SMT. This is a great fucking trade by me. Wow. Okay, so that would have been the trade for that day. It would have been a more discretionary day, which is usually what you got to do when price action is looking like that. Let's do one more day for you guys, though, just so you can get a mechanical setup. But like I said, you will see me trade discretionarily, whatever the fucking word is, on the live streams. But I'm not trying to do that for backtesting. We might have already done this day. I don't even remember. Let's just do a day in September. But I don't want to do that for you guys because you guys truthfully don't have discretion in this fucking model yet. So why waste your time teaching you some shit like using rules that you don't know? So, okay, let's see. We have this 4 that we start inversing to the downside. We do have an SMT to Asia lows, which is interesting. Okay, let's see what happens at open. So at open, do we hit Asia? Oh, okay, we had an SMT at Asia lows before open even happens. Okay, so immediately longs would probably be the case. This is dog shit! What is this? What the actual fuck is this? Dog, what is this fucking price action? Okay, we don't open a 5 minute. We finally sweep Asia. I don't even know if we get an internal SMT or not. Let's see. So this SMT is no longer valid. Okay, I'm going to assume we have a gap here, probably here on the 15 second or the... Oh, fuck. So I'll probably go here and put my stop below the low. As always, go 1 to 1. Let's see what happens. Nice. All right, so let's talk about why I took this trade. So, what do? We obviously wick like a motherfucker. Oh my goodness. Seems like I seem to have gotten the one move. So, what did we do for this trade? So, first of all, respecting a 1 hour gap, once again on ES, while sweeping out Asia, which was an internal, while also sweeping out this low. Now we go back over here. What time was this trade taken at? It was taken at 10 a.m. And if you go over here to 10 a.m., what do? We make a top wick, and then we make this move down and make a bottom wick. And what do we need to... Can I get the fuck... Oh, my goodness. So, at 10 a.m., we're going to do something called accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So, what does 10 a.m. do? It needs to manipulate into a significant liquidity pool. What do we do right at 10 a.m.? We sweep Asia low. So now, what am I looking for 10 a.m. to do, the 4-hour candle to do? Distribute to the upside. I'm assuming there was a gap here. Obviously, can't get the data point because this shit. Even though I pay fucking $100 a month or whatever the fuck it is for this. And it looks like we kind of top tick it because then it probably bleeds a shit ton. But yeah, that's why I always go 1-to-1. There is significant LRLR here as well that you could have targeted like this high. But I'm always just going to take my 1-to-1 and get on with my day. So yeah, let's break it down. Do we have an external SMT here? Let's see. Let's see. Did we sweep that high out? No, I don't think we do. Let's go to 15-minute just in case. What the fuck? Oh, we do. Okay, cool. So we have an SMT here. Oh, this is actually so nice. So we have an external SMT. We respect a 15-minute on NQ. We respect a 1-hour on ES. We sweep Asia low. We get 10 a.m. AMD model. And we get the inverse. So what do we have? Do we have an external SMT? Yes. Do we reject out of a higher time frame? Yes. The hourly on ES and the 15-minute on NQ. Do we have an internal SMT? I don't know. I don't think so, but I can't see the 30-second. We might have made a candle lower on the 30-second right here, but I can't really tell. And then we have the inverse, and then are we targeting external liquidity? Yes, we have London high above, and we have LRLR above. So, valid trade. I think we did, what, like 4 wins, 1 loss today, or in this backtest? I don't really know. But let me just break it down by saying this. This is the setup rating, but after you get used to taking these trades mechanically, meaning just using this checklist and only taking these trades, what are you going to start doing? You're going to start including discretion in your model, meaning you're going to start changing up how you trade to adjust to market moves. For example, when I took that 1 minute back in November right here, it was because we were moving so quickly, we were super bullish, and we got my model. We still have a fair value gap getting respected, an inverse, an internal SMT, and higher time frame bias. So it's still my model, right? It's still my model. But now I'm respecting a 1 minute on this trade because I have enough discretion in my model. I know what works and what doesn't to be able to take that trade. So first, when you're starting out with my model, please, please, please follow this setup rating and try to get A+ or A. A being the same exact shit, just without well, this is kind of incorrect. I would take out the internal SMT and replace it with an IFVG. A- being just rejection, external SMT targeting external. But you want to see typically at least these things and an inverse, or if you had to take out one, it would be an internal SMT. But yeah, so that's the checklist. Please, please follow it to a T. Watch my live streams, watch me do it, and then after a bit of watching me do it, you can, in fact, fucking catch some dubs and go off on your own and apply your own discretion to it. All right, that's the backtesting session.